A very warm welcome to our supervisor, Madam Farida, and other supervisors as well. So our company, Global Focus Company Sendirian Berhad Ipoh Perak, which is involved in many projects and system development for government and private sectors. Mr. Raj Kumar, the Chief Executive Officer of Global Focus, has assigned me, Darwin Dandraj, as project manager to train newly hired project team, which is Harish Krishna Reddy, Jason Raj, and Kishan Rao as well. I have seen this team has a lot of potential in it. This is our project 1 and it is the project of Lovely Health. Okay, this is the main page of the content. Okay, the introduction. For system analysis and design, the main objective is to define a system and explain the different phases of system development life cycle. So Clinic Love Health basically has surpassed 1 decade, which is equal to 10 years, and they're able to continue to bring reliable and affordable quality medical services. The clinic management has decided to create a system to get back on their values that drive the well-reputed clinic, which is future accessible. Basically, if we see, it has to be accessible in technological form, as this 21st century has been a future accessible to all of the internet users, and it has to be efficient and efficient as well. An efficient system to make the employees and doctor feel safe, and efficient system for patients as well. We have to create it. It is our task. So the problems faced by Clinic Love Health was many, and one of it was a lot of patients during the particular peak hour and no patients at sometimes. As we see, there are peak hours of patients during 1 to 3 a.m., which is lunchtime, of course, and it enables doctors to skip their lunch due to it. And we have seen a lot of patients been crowding it into the peak hours. So we are introduced and propose a solution, book appointment system feature from the patient's phone as well. They can able to do it via the admin system. Admin will help to register them if they're walking into the clinic as well. So wastage of paper. If we see, wastage of paper has been ruling this earth. First of all, we have to save earth, so that we have to reduce paper. So we have found, rather than a solution to use a recycled paper, we are going to introduce digital medical certificate. And in World Health Organization, a study shows that coronavirus will be living around 28 days on surface of paper and currency money. So it is a risk kind of scenarios to collect paper and currency and use it by bare hands. So we are introducing online payment and implement digital medical certificate, so that we are going to reduce the wastage of paper, as well as we are going to implement it on online fully 100%. As we see, clinic has been crowded. So it has been known as vulnerability of COVID-19 spread. So by having this book appointment system, it would reduce the crowd and allow to social distance to be implemented. As we can see, most of the patients are scared of COVID-19 first of all. But there are more serious cases than COVID-19. Let's say this old auntie, she has been suffering from headache a lot of times, but due to she is vulnerable at her age to visit a clinic, she would be afraid to visit the clinic. So she postponed it. At last, she found that she has been having cancer. So to avoid this, we are proposing an appointment system feature, which would be so useful for clinic health. So next. Okay, methodology. Methodology is a collection of structured activities required to make a software package. It also involves process like specification, designs, reasonable, and evolution. The methodology often defined as systematic phase sequence to solve a problem as well. So clinic love health, we have proposed and chosen the waterfall methodology. The methodology was recommended by Kishan Rao, the new team member in our team, and he has many things to explain about it. Why did he choose this method first of all? So I pass it to Kishan Rao to handle this.
Thank you, Darwin and Raj. Okay, as we have as Darwin, the project manager, has told, from the methodology we have choose waterfall model methodology. So, as the development and implication of this clinic, the main system methodology is waterfall methodology, and the earliest paradigm which usually used as a good method of a system development. So, waterfall model has been a great effect till now, and it has given us a great impact. And so that's why we have chosen waterfall model. And in additional, it's also classic life cycle where this technique that is the most basic life cycle approach and still widely utilized in software engineering. So let me go on detail from the waterfall methodology. As you all can see from the image that we have put, from requirements, analysis, design, coding, and implementation, testing, operational deployment, and maintenance. As this is the waterfall model. And let me start from phase analysis and requirement. Let me tell you in a very general way of all these phases of the waterfall methodology. So first, phase analysis and requirement. The analysis and desire phase is started with the method of collecting and determining the necessity of use of this project development. What is necessary and what is not necessary. That is what we have to put. We can't overdo it, or we can't less. So this is how the phase of analyzing and requirement is being done. So next, I will go to phase of system and software design. This is the second phase. The system and software design is the stage process that focuses on four different program features, namely data structure, software architecture, interface representation, and algorithm procedure in detail. So this is what we will be doing in this phase. And the next one will be phase of implementation and unit testing. When the design system specification document is complete, the forming of code generation process begins in this phase. And the function of each unit in this production is checked separately in this process to ensure that the unit meets the requirement specification. So as in the first phase, right, what is the requirement? We will not run in any way, because in this phase implementation and unit testing, we have to go through everything and we have to implement the requirement. And next will be phase unification and system testing. During this process, all the units are combined and device tests are conducted to devise if all units are correctly implemented or vice versa. So they'll be testing out through different how to say, different devices. Example, myself, I having an Windows, and we should go through and Mac, and we should use on Linux. We should also use on phone, and all this kind of testing will go on this phase. And last, operation and maintenance phase. And in this portion, we will be we will be an relaxed person, because it's already in operation, but this is the time when we need to check, keep on checking, and we have to maintain. So this program will be subject to change after it is submitted and end user during the process. So how is it being used? and what are the since program needs updates and all those things. As our phone now, we need software updates and all those things. The application, the website will need an update too. So I think I've summarized all the phases, and I would like to go to the next one. That'll be based on feasibilities study. So feasibility study, as you all can see, is used to accessibility to viability of an idea. Uh, for example, ensuring that proposal is legal theoretically and economically feasible. It is um, good for all kind of, it is feasible for every part of it, theoretically or economically, everything. It tells us whether a project is worthwhile, and in some case whether the project is feasibility. Okay, so let me go to the few examples or types of feasibility studies, such as operational feasibilities, technology feasibilities, economical feasibilities, and schedule feasibilities. These are all the important feasibilities that we have to go through when we are building on this website. So first, I would like to go uh, on operational feasibilities. So the operational feasibility studies often look at how a project plan meets the specification during the system development requirement review process, the pieces. This is the main word, okay? Pieces framework. Method is a method for clarifying a challenge, opportunity, and derive found in the scope, concept of analyzing and system design. So pieces, it's broken into all these 6 pieces. P is for performance, I is for information, E is for economic, C is for control, E is for efficient, S is for service. Okay. So from here, for the performance is to know the performance of the Lovely Health application or website, whether it is running properly or not. This will measure based on the speed, accuracy, the number of findings of the data generation, and information to determine how much information will be provided and how specific it will be in single search. Every time they search, how as specific are we giving them, how efficiently are we giving them the information. And next will be economic, to determine the success of Lovely Health application implementation in terms of financial and expense. Okay, so because as a person, as a customer, they have given us as a client, we need to also go through all this economical way. And next will be control, to measure the efficiency of monitoring and control needed for Lovely Light application to function properly. As I said, updates and all those things. E is for efficient, to know the efficiency of Love Life application or website. And lastly is service, to understand how the Lovely Health application works and to learn about the issues that arise result of this application. So there'll be a lot of issues and all those things. It is normal, and we have to based on how we need to do it. And from there, we are also, there'll be some kind of feedbacks, so we can get what is the problems from all the sides. So next will be technical feasibilities. Technical feasibilities is the details on how intend to deliver a product or service to customer. So what are the technically the things that we need? As now we have a few, there will be TP-Link router, wireless router, Xiaomi 23.8 inch display monitor, uh, Optiplex Tower Desktop, Microsoft 360 Business Premium, Office Jet Pro, Sunmi PI card scanner, and Microsoft SQL Server Standard 2019. So all of these are needed for us to build and for us to maintain and all those things, and how it's going on next. So next, I would like to continue to my friend that he will take over.
Thank you, Kishan. And now I'll be explaining about economic feasibility. What is economic feasibility? It's a kind of cost-benefit analysis of the Exim 9 project which assess whether it is possible to implement it in our business. It consists of market analysis, economic analysis, technical and strategic uh, analysis. So now we are going to see about cost clarification, uh, direct and indirect costs, fixed and variable costs, and also tangible and intangible costs. So first I'll go with cost clarification. What is cost clarification? Classification is to specify how each cost should be incorporated to overall cost estimated. Next, we have direct and indirect costs. What is direct costs? Direct cost is the expenses that directly go uh, into the good we produce. Next is indirect costs. Indirect cost is business expenses that keep you to operating. Next is fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost is normally the cost which remains same no matter how much your company produces. Whereas variable cost is it varies with the amount of output that your company produces. Next is tangible and intangible costs. Tangible cost is the amount of money that you pay to a new employee when your old employee leaves or to replace them. Whereas intangible cost is what the employee which leaves brings with them, which is the knowledge that the old employee takes when he leaves this company. Uh, Next is development costs. What is development costs? Development costs are one-time expenses incurred during the development of a device. For example, we have purchased TP-Link arches, which cost 399 ringgit each. Next is Xiaomi 23.8, which costs around 489 ringgit each. Next is Otiplex 7080, which costs nearly 3,862 ringgit and 95 cent each. Next is Microsoft's 365, which costs around 1,008 each. Next is HP Office Jet, which costs around 849 ringgit each. Next is Sunmi P1, which costs around 1,199 ringgit each. And lastly, Microsoft SQL, which costs around 968 ringgit each. So the total cost of for the development that we have spent is around, which we will spend is around 13,126 ringgit and 90 cent. Next is operational cost. What is operational cost? The running cost is the cost borne since the framework has been set up and is being used. For example, maintenance, electricity. So, for example, maintenance costs around RM 500 per month, but we will need the maintenance for 2 months. Next is electricity. Electricity costs around 300 per month, but we'll be using electricity for 12 months. Next is internet. Internet costs around 389 ringgit per month, but we'll be using it around 12 months. Next is printer and cartridge. It costs around 150 ringgit per month, which we'll be using for 12 months. So the total cost will be around 11,000 ringgit, 11,068 ringgit. Next is payback analysis. Payback analysis is the the amount of money we use to we determine the amount of money that we'll use to carry out this project. For example, starting year. Starting year costs around 30,126 ringgit and 90 cents. The first year costs around 11 ringgit, 11,068 ringgit. The second year cost also same, 11,068 ringgit, and the third year also same. It costs around 11,068 ringgit. So total, the cumulative cost is around 46,330 and 90 cents. So next, I'll be passing it to my team member, Jason Raj.
Thank you, Arish. Now I will continue with benefit analysis. Benefit analysis is also a part under economic feasibility. As Arish told earlier, development cost and operating cost. So the cumulative cost will cost around 46,330 ringgit and 19 cent. So from this, we are expecting benefit for this project for the year one is around 25,000, and year 2 25,000, and for year 3 around 30,000. So the cumulative benefit for the total cumulative benefit that we are expecting for this project will be around 80,000. So the next, return of investment. Uh, Return of investment is also a very important part under economic feasibility. So the formula for return on investment will be percentage of total benefit minus total cost divided by total cost. The total benefit is around 80,000, which is the benefit we are expecting for this project. Minus with total cost, the costs that we have as the expenses for this project, which is around 46,330 ringgit and 19 cent. When we minus both, it will get around 33,669 ringgit and 10 cent as a balance. So the balance we have to divide with total cost, which is uh, which will get 72.7%. 72.7% is the return on investment. Therefore, this system is a successful system which will benefit the delivery at application, as it produces 72.7% as a profit. Next, schedule feasibility. The last feasibility study is, is schedule feasibility. The free schedule feasibility refers to the process of estimating the project duration as well as if all possible time frame and end day schedules can be reached to ensure that all projects are completed before the specific deadlines. And to prevent time limitation, a proper and order Gantt chart is being produced. So by an order Gantt chart, we can derive the proper schedule table. As you can see, this table is being produced based on our Gantt chart that we have included in our report. As in this table, we have included the task, duration to complete each part, and who are managed by. To fully complete this project. As you can see, our team members have given full commitment to every single step of this project. You can clearly see the team effort in our schedule feasibility. For example, the first task introduction is managed by our project manager Darwin, which uh, costs around 1 day, then followed by Arish Krishna uh, for problem task, then followed by me on proposal solution, then Kishan Rao on SDLC. So all of us have work step work for each step accordingly until uh, we end for this project uh, for under individual components. So that's all from us for the proposal on project 1. Thank you for listening to us. Once again, thank you.